SADHGURU'S teachings.
When we say Shiva, generally he is always referred to as Swayambhu because there is no particular moment of creation, there is no particular source of creation. He is by himself. That's why the word Shiva means that which is not. That which is not does not happen at a particular time, does not happen through something, it is there. So Shiva was the creator. Brahma came and started creating. So various galaxies, the planets, the life forms, the humans, everything came forth out of him. Creation got into its grind of movement and Shiva, who was still, opened his eyes and started looking at the creation. As he observed the creation, he saw people were going through all kinds of struggles, pains, miseries, agony, various levels. Here and there was little bit of pleasure and joy. So when he saw this, he did not like the creation. He looked around, then he saw Brahma was so absolutely proud of his creation, he was looking at his creation with great pride and joy. Then he found two eyes were not enough, so he popped one more head to look at this side, he didn't want to miss anything. Then he popped one more and one more. Then he popped a fifth head, like a crown for his pride, not to look at anything in particular, just to crown himself with an extra head. When Shiva saw that this Brahma is so gloating about such a miserable creation, he got mad. He attacked Brahma and plucked his fifth head out. Now he has only four, you know. Brahma screamed in pain and said, "Why are you doing this to me?" Then Shiva said, "Are you not ashamed of this creation that you have done? Everybody is suffering, people are going through all kinds of struggles. People are going through all kinds of miseries and pain and agony." Brahma said, "I have not created pain, nor have I created joy. I have just made it. It is up to them how they go through this. It is in their mind." Then Shiva said, "Who created the mind? That is also your creation." Brahma said, "The mind has no attributes of its own, it is just there. People can make joy out of it or misery out of it. People can make agony out of it or ecstasy out of it, it's left to them." Then Shiva sat down and looked at the creation very carefully, observed every creature, and then he wanted to know his own mind. So he closed his eyes and started looking at the nature of his own creation, his own mind. And when he realized, when his realization came to a certain absoluteness that actually creation is without attribute, each individual can make whatever he wants. The mind is attributeless. So when he realized this, then he became so ecstatic that he jumped and danced. He danced wildly out of his joy and ecstasy. As he danced intensely, with absolute involvement, when every cell in his body was a dance by itself, suddenly he realized that this dance is not necessary either. And he noticed, at the peak of his dance, there was absolute stillness. So he sat down as an ascetic, unmoving, utterly still. They say that stillness happened on this day, on the Mahashivaratri night is when it happened. From intensity of ecstasy to absolute annihilation and stillness, these two things he went on alternating. This is the imagery that you see. Sometimes he's dancing and exuberant, sometimes he's utterly still as if nothing exists. When we say Shiva is the destroyer, it is not about destroying the world, it's about destroying your world. Your world is essentially an accumulation of past experiences and impressions. Past is seeping into the present only through your thought process. And it is projecting itself into the future through your desiring process. What you know as your desire is essentially an exaggerated version of the past. So the destruction of the past is the essential nature, because if you want to know the grandeur of the creation, that is possible only through the presently existing moment that is here right now. This is the only doorway. In utter stillness, there is no past. In absolute movement, there is no past. These are the two fundamental passages that Shiva found to give access to that which is creation and the source of creation.
Surya means, sun. As we were just now talking, sun is the source of all energy. We're here today because of the sun. The planet and the moon has a role to play, but the most important thing is the sun. If sun's rays do not fall upon this planet, there is no possibility of life. It's finished. So, this sun is not just about light. Every moment your life is kept up because of the sun. The influence of the planet and the moon is definitely there, but the volume of influence of the sun upon life is too big. So one thing that we decided to do was to be in tune with him. If you're in tune with him, the cycles of the sun, then physical health, well-being, vitality, energy, these things you don't have to bother, they're just there with you. The sun's cycles happen in once in 12.25 to 12.5 years. The moon's cycle happens in 28 days. Our female body is aligned towards the moon. It is because of that we are born, it is because of that we are here. That is true on one level. But whether you're a man or a woman, the contribution of the sun and the influence of the sun upon your physical system is phenomenal. Without it, nobody can… The very warmth in our body, which is a sign of life, is only because of the sun. So how to get in tune with him so that your cycles will run in 12-year cycles, not less. If your cycles run, if your physiological cycles run in sync with the sun's cycles, your physical health will be great, your mental balance will be perfect, and your life will happen effortlessly. This is the basis of all spiritual sadhana, which is physical in nature, so that you get in sync with the cycles of the nature. Your existence here is not free from the cycles of what's happening in natural conditions. Surya Kriya means doing the sun within you. Because there is a sun within you, otherwise you wouldn't be able to maintain this temperature, isn't it? If you cannot maintain your body temperature, you're dead. You can make this body either the key to the existence, or you can make this body a roadblock in your life. If you leave this body to its compulsive ways, it will live a simple life, eating, sleeping, reproducing. This itself is a great thing for a lot of people, because nothing else has been explored. Life happens in many dimensions, all the time happening, but not in the experience of most people, unfortunately. That's how life is, right? Only one dimension is being perceived, it seems quite okay. Only when you see the other, you realize what's being missed, isn't it? I mean, Surya Kriya is a powerful system in that direction, particularly for one's physiological and psychological balance. Why is this balance so important? Balance is very important. Suppose you're riding a bicycle. Is anybody still riding a bicycle? Okay. You're riding a bicycle. If you don't have proper balance, this itself is the greatest thing in the world that you're doing. But once your balance is very good, you can look around, you can text, you can blow a kiss, you can do whatever you want. You can leave your hands, you can adventure into life because you have balance. If you did not have balance, that is the only thing you will do. Riding a bicycle itself is a great thing. Right now life has become like this for most people. Earning a living itself is a great thing. Remaining sane itself, maintaining your sanity itself is a great thing. Just being peaceful itself is a great thing. No question of adventure in life. But if you are peaceful and joyful, and it is very balanced, no matter what happens, this is how you will be, you would adventure into many things, isn't it? You would try many things, you would try to explore all aspects of life. Every door that is possible you would like to open and see what is there. But if this itself is a great feat, you will not bother to do anything. If I don't get into trouble, that's enough. Lot of people have arrived at this level of retirement. You should not retire when you're dead, when you're alive. You retire when you're dead. You may change your activity from going to office to something else. But how can you retire when you're alive? You retired means you died, isn't it? You may leave your office and do something else, that's okay.